Megan.
I'm Sally Creepers.
And we are
Murder Crew.
and this is my roasty spoon.
This is terrifying.
You guys, this is a microbrew, and we're switching it up a little bit. I can't really take this off.
That is a sneak peek of what you're about to see on our socials.
Yes. So, as promised, we are gonna give you a little rundown of how our Train of Terror experience went over the weekend, which happened this weekend. It happened Friday. Today's Sunday that we're recording. So Friday the 10th, and this is so my face is screaming at me because it's so irritated, and I put makeup on today for the sole purpose of it looking somewhat normal for podcast purposes, but also I did have to go grocery shopping, and it's just so irritating. Like, I have so much rosacea because of all the liquid fucking latex I put on my face that night, and I peeled it off in her car on the way home, and it came off in one piece, and that was it. So it was this, and then obviously I had green and like the bald cap and everything. But like, yes, we're gonna
went all out. It's wild.
Yeah,
we're terrified her child.
I did, and but you know what? It was so awesome because like we turned heads the second I walked into light, like even before entering the train station area.
Rusty. I was a rusty spoon.
And then going into the tent where you're lining up to get like checked in and sign your waiver and all this stuff, like so many heads turned, and they're like, oh my god, like they're whispering like, hey, like it's selling yourself. This dude came up to me, and he was creepy as fuck.
I think he was ready to make out with salad fingers.
I think so, like teeth and all, open mouth, like,
and he was just like, he wanted her to like caress his.
I did. I don't know if he wanted me to.
No,
he definitely
asked you to. He was like, oh yeah, I thought
I thought I just did it, but
you didn't. You did the first time.
Second time, he liked it too much.
It was crazy.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have done that, but
he had a girlfriend. She wasn't there during that. Thank God.
Do you find this video leggy?
It is a little leggy.
Well, so hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah. But another reason why I'm wearing makeup is because the green did stain certain areas of my face. So I had to go renew my fucking mortgage yesterday with like green stained face. And then I noticed today that I still had green in my ears, like my inner ear.
It was wild.
It was so much fun.
It was amazing though. Like, it was one of the best haunted attractions I've ever been to.
Have you been to Scream Fest?
It was better than Scream Fest.
It was. I went once, but like this was completely different. Like, you guys, we paid, so each week that they have it open in October, every weekend it gets a little bit more expensive because supply and demand, right?
Right. Yeah.
The closer you get to Halloween, of course, the more expensive it's going to get. But we paid like $90, and let me tell you, it was fucking worth it. You do have to buy drink tickets and pay for your own drinks and all that stuff, but like the actors were incredible.
Yeah.
The
first hour you're like going through a maze that they created on the property of Aspen Crossing, and then at the end you get on the train, and once everybody's on the train, they close the train, it starts moving, and they open it up, and you go through another hour.
Yeah, so it is a moving train. While you're going through this haunted maze. But wait, there's more, because you're lining up to go into this haunted train maze, and no, you don't get to go with the people you came with. This haunted zombie train conductor picks people at random,
2 at a time. Just grabs 2 random people and pushes them into the train.
Yeah.
So we got separated.
Yeah. So we did. Yeah. And
we didn't find each other until the very, very end.
Yeah.
I usually what he was doing is he would take like, if there was 2 people that were obviously together, the next group he would take their friends.
Mm-hmm.
But the lady that came in behind me, I was like, where's Salad Fingers? And she was like, oh, Salad Fingers, she didn't come in with me. And I was like, oh my God. So I tried to wait.
I thought I came in right after you, though.
There was 2 girls that came in. One was the friend of the girl that I went in with.
Yeah.
And the other one was the girl with the severed foot.
Oh, okay. That ended up with a severed foot.
Yeah. Across. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, okay, so I just kept going because I was like, oh shit, I'm not gonna sit and duck, man. Like, it's crazy. But actually, like, at one point, it was wild.
Also, I really hope that this turns out okay, just because it's so slow and laggy.
Yeah.
It's not.
Did you set all the right settings?
Oh, you know what? Oh, shit.
No! Which webcam are we on?
The audio is coming off the webcam.
Oh, no.
We'll just switch.
All right. Oh, my God. Now it's better. I hope that you guys can still hear us.
I'm really sorry about the previous audio, but I forgot to check the settings before I hit record. That's my bad.
That's okay. We were way too amped about telling you guys about the train of terror.
But you know what? It was just, that was just talking about that stuff. And
we're definitely going again.
For the episode, it'll be good.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to go again, and we already have our costumes planned.
We sure do. We sure do. We just got to wait a year.
You have to wait.
You have to wait. Well, yeah, we all got to wait a year.
Yes.
But I'm going to put more effort instead of being a rusty spoon.
But like, and not to toot my own horn or anything.
Yeah.
But like, the act at the very end, you're sitting at like in the train cars that are not part of the haunted house, but they're still connected and it's still moving. And the actors all come out and you get to see them like in daylight. They're still in their costumes.
Yeah.
But then like certain actors would come out and be like, your costume's wicked. Like,
yeah.
I was like, yay, thank you.
I only had one actor break character and she had like 1 million.
Yeah.
But I had one actor break character because she was just like, are you a spoon?
Are you a spoon?
Are you a spoon? And I was like, yeah.
And then for the generations that didn't understand it, then they were like, I don't know what you are. Can you explain it? And I'm like, I really wish that you would just have not asked. If you don't get it, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Because to have to sit there and explain it to you while I look like this is super uncomfortable for me.
I think it was probably more towards when we were on the train waiting for the train part of it, because they were sending groups into the maze 30 seconds at a time. And then once you get to the end, you gotta, hang out there, have some drinks, and just like wait for everybody to make it through the maze and then get on the train for the train part. I think it was when we got on the train that people started putting 2 and 2 together that I was your rusty spoon.
Yes.
And I actually had one girl come up to me. Well, she didn't even see your costume yet at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh my God. Like, she knew.
Oh my God. And that's when I was in the bathroom.
Yes. And she was like, oh my God, you're a rusty spoon.
And then I came out of the bathroom because I heard this whole conversation.
Yeah.
And I come out creepy and slow. And she's like,
yes. Because I was like,
all together.
Like, Salad Fingers is in the bathroom. And we were like really excited about it. But she like knew right away.
Or lining up in the garden tent area or whatever to go out to the first maze. And there was that group of girls. I think one was the Beetlejuice girl.
Yeah.
But then her friends, and they were like, oh my God. And they wanted to take photos of us. And then, so
I keep checking the tags to see if those photos made it on the Aspen Crossing.
I know. I keep checking them too. And so if we did see our fans, you guys, if we saw you there, it was so good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming up and saying hi.
We only plugged the podcast once.
Yes. But
that's fine.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was such a good experience. We're so happy.
Want to do it again.
Oh yeah.
So bad.
And then Megan missed her turn on the way back.
Oh my
God. And she was also like on empty on her gas tank. And so we were literally driving through a gravel road and about to just the car's about to die at any moment.
I almost put us in a horror movie, and you guys would have gotten a really crazy.
And I looked like
Instagram Live. She looked like this.
Who's gonna help us?
And I was at a point where like I had silver paint and like brown and red to make it look like rust on my face, and I'd been sweating so much it just kind of like blended like just a
She
brown
just looked like a
face.
random victim. Like
It was terrible. Like I looked like I had poop on my face.
and then
but
we had to
we made it to a gas station. We made it.
I am gonna mention this.
Oh no.
We also did have to pee behind the car.
We
in the
did.
parking
I
lot.
know.
They had literally one bathroom there, and everybody's
Yeah.
piling out, and everybody has to pee, and we had to pee. We had to go. Like,
And the wildest part is like, so the Aspen Crossing is out in a place called Moseley, right?
Mhm.
Moseley, Alberta, which is like a small like prairie like
Hamlet
village
type
even.
thing, yeah.
And when we were on the train before it turned around and went back, so we probably had another like half an hour or whatever, I heard the lady on the radio saying that there was a power outage. The entire Moseley area and surrounding areas lost their power. So there was one bathroom on the train, and then when we got back, like all of the like the bar and stuff on the property were closed because they had no power. So yeah, we popped a squat behind my car and had to pee. Yeah, luckily we did, because we would have been holding it for a long time, because I almost got us lost and almost got us killed.
Although that dirt road would have been the perfect private place to pee, because oh my goodness. Okay. I'm very glad that his face did not hit the camera.
No.
I have to cut that out. Okay, buddy.
He obviously got over his fear of mama.
He did.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
We're recording, so you can't be on camera, okay, bud? Okay. It's for your safety. I love you.
He's gone.
Oh,
he's so cute.
He is. He really wants to be a part of the podcast.
I know he does.
I know the girls do too.
Yeah. Anyways, Train of Terror. Stay tuned. 2026 is gonna be awesome.
It is
our costume.
Homebrew Murder Crew tradition now.
Yes,
it's gonna be.
It is. Yeah. We're gonna do it every year, and we're gonna like next year. We're both gonna have a lot of like probably. I kind of gave a little bit away, but we're probably gonna have a lot of latex on our faces. It's gonna be crazy. Just wait.
No,
I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
My face itches so.
You've got a year to recover.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get a really good primer.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, Megan, are you ready for a microbrew?
I am ready for your microbrew.
Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Y'all ready for this?
You want to know what's really crazy about that? Is I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift has a song that starts with "Are you ready for this?" So like the younger generation would have started singing that song and not the one that we just started singing. Not to age us or anything.
No, it's like those people on.
I was just thinking like
TikTok or social media. They're like, I'm gonna play you the first word of a song, and how you finish it will age you and tell me your age. It's like somebody or
the world is. Anyways, that was the other thing too about the Train of Terrors. Like we could tell instantly, like everybody's age by how they reacted to your costume.
But there was some really younger people that I didn't think were gonna recognize it that did.
Yeah,
and so I was actually pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, I needed my glasses on for this because I forgot I had to read things. So.
Oh yes.
Are you ready? Y'all ready for this? Okay, we're not gonna do that again. Okay, we've been there, done that. Okay, I am bringing you today a haunting.
Oh, I love haunting. I love a haunting.
So let's get into it. There goes my straw. In November 2011, single mom Latoya Ammons moved into a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom rental home at 3860 Carolina Street in Gary, Indiana, accompanied by her 3 children, ages 7, 9, and 12, and her mother, Rosa Campbell. Now, the alleged haunting began quickly after they moved in, roughly November 2011 to early 2012. Do you know what haunting I'm talking about?
I think I do.
Take a guess. Let me know.
Was this on? Is this on an episode of Ghost Adventures? Is this like
not quite an episode?
On his movie, the Demon House. The Demon House.
This is Demon House.
Yes.
This is the Ammons family haunting. This is the Demon House. So this case is defined by an inherent and irreconcilable conflict between two sets of institutional findings. On one side, you have a believer narrative that is substantiated by the reports of first responders and law enforcement. So not just the family, but like these very reputable people who claim to have personally witnessed physical anomalies that defied natural explanation. And on the other side, you have the skeptical narrative that's upheld by the clinical mental health professionals whose psychiatric evaluations diagnosed the phenomenon as symptomatic of a shared psychological disorder. Also, hunkering back to the old egregore theory, which is crazy, right? But because of this contradiction, it is important to know a little bit about the family's history, briefly, before we go any further. So, an essential element of the family's background, often omitted actually from sensational accounts, because obviously this was a sensational case, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. What was often omitted is their pre-existing involvement with child welfare authorities. So official DCS records, or DCS stands for, please help me here. Department of Child Services.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Official DCS records indicate that the Ammons family, I think it is. Ammons family had a history of contact with the Department of Child Services regarding educational neglect as early as 2009. So this familial instability and pre-existing external scrutiny by state agencies provide a context of high stress and external pressure prior to the onset of the claimed paranormal activity, which, as we know, stressors such as these can sometimes manifest strange, unexplainable occurrences in a home and even poltergeist activity. And for example, too, remember that one of these kids is 12 years old, the other's 9, the other's 7. Okay. So there's this thing known as like this adolescent like poltergeists that stem from adolescence and puberty and that sort of thing. I had it in here and then it deleted it for some reason. So I don't have the actual name of it, but let me, hold on one second. The
Jeopardy music?
Yeah, something like that. It is called adolescent psychokinetic syndrome, or APS. So the description of this syndrome is a poltergeist is not a supernatural entity, but rather a manifestation of a teenager's subconscious mind during puberty. This period is marked by intense, like puberty. Puberty is marked by intense emotional and hormonal changes, which can sometimes overwhelm the individual. And when these emotions reach a peak or a breaking point, the teenager's mind gains the ability to move objects within their vicinity without their conscious awareness. And this phenomenon continues until the underlying emotional or psychological issues are resolved. So it's a theory, but nonetheless. The subsequent claims by the Ammons that the, quote, spirits would make them sick, end quote, or keep them awake at night were cited to DCS as a reason for the children's continued irregular school attendance. So that's why that background about DCS is important as a background.
Yeah, kind of give you an idea of where the family is at.
Again, like there's the haunting, and then there's the sensationalized version of it, and then there's what could really be going on. And it's like it's all about critical thinking. And if you're not there to witness it yourself, and obviously this has been sensationalized and it's made a lot of money over the years. I'm just trying to encourage critical thought.
Yeah.
No,
that's fair.
Yeah, no. Just like the egregore, I'm not saying that hauntings don't exist. I'm just saying, okay? So days after moving into the house, despite the cold temperatures of December, the family claimed massive swarms of large black flies descended upon the screened-in porch and repeatedly returned. Now, Rosa Campbell described the unusual nature of the infestation, stating, quote, "We killed them and killed them and killed them, but they kept coming back. This is not normal," end quote. Soon after, activity escalated to classic poltergeist phenomena. Campbell reported hearing persistent footsteps emanating from the basement and the inexplicable creaking of the kitchen door, which they attempted to keep locked. Campbell also claimed to have witnessed a, quote, "shadowy figure of a man pacing in the living room," end quote, and found an inexplicable boot print. The phenomena became physical when Campbell alleged that she was choked by an unknown, unseen force.
Terrifying.
Terrifying, absolutely. The activity transitioned dramatically in March of 2012, moving from external house phenomena to physical manifestations and alleged possessions of the children. During a sleepover, the 12-year-old daughter began screaming and claimed to have levitated, quote, "unconscious," end quote, above her bed. The family and guests allegedly prayed until the girl returned to the bed, after which she had no memory of the incident. Latoya Ammons, the single mom, described the event to Inside Edition as a force that, quote, "raised her up off the bed, snatched her from the bed," end quote, forcing them to, quote, "pull her back from something we couldn't even see," end quote. In other instances, the older son was allegedly thrown across the room by an unseen force as well.
Oh my God, that would be terrifying. Like, jeez.
So the most severe claims centered around the younger son, who is aged 7 to 9. Ammons reported that his eyes would roll into the back of his head. He would growl and speak in a deep guttural voice, threatening, quote, "it's time to die,"
Oh my
end
God.
quote, and, quote, "I will kill you," end quote.
Oh my God. You remember that time that that we recorded remotely? And you heard that voice through the
God, on
like,
Riverside.
"You're going to die."
Yes, something like that.
And then my phone died
Oh
forever.
my God. Forever?
Oh yeah, my phone
Forever,
died forever. So you sent me a recording telling me about it. And I listened to that recording. This was my old phone. And then right after I finished listening to your recording, my phone went black and I could never get it to turn on again. And that's why I have this phone now. Because that one broke. Stupid flip phone. But no, I'm not even joking. That phone
No, I mean,
dead.
broke.
That is wild. Like, I literally, you sent me a voice recording telling me about, like, oh my God, I was just listening, editing it, and I heard this voice. Yes. I was like, "You're going to die." And then after the recording ended, my phone went black.
Oh my God.
That was the end of it. Never got it back on. I took it to the repair shop, everything, nothing.
That is... I think I knew that. I'm sure I did, but I probably suppressed that memory of you saying that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ammons later recalled that the demonic voice was sounding, quote, "very deep, like a man, something dead," end quote, claiming it said, quote, "we've waited 5 months," end quote.
What happened 5 months ago?
You don't want to wait. You don't want to hear this stuff. Well, they had just moved in, so it's like maybe the place was vacant for 5 months, and so
that would be
the demon has been waiting 5 months for another host.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Scary.
So the extraordinary presentation of these phenomena, the levitation, the deep voices, and physical assaults, closely mirrored classic cinematic possession tropes. The fact that the Ammons daughter associated with peers who were highly interested in horror films like The Exorcist suggests that the family had a ready-made cultural framework for interpreting and communicating their traumatic experiences. Maybe. This familiarity likely, maybe, possibly shaped the narrative and made the story instantly resonant and highly sensational when it reached the media.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody else has seen those things. Egregores.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
From a skeptical lens, the use of paranormal claims must also be viewed within the existing context of familial stress, like we talked about. So the phenomena provided a compelling external explanation for the children's troubling behavioral issues and the mother's inability to control them or ensure consistent school attendance. So by shifting the focus of control to an external malevolent entity, the narrative served to divert scrutiny away from issues of neglect and dysfunction toward uncontrollable supernatural threat.
Ooh, okay.
Think of it that way.
Yeah.
So the situation reached critical mass on April 19th of 2012. So remember, they moved in November 2011. This is April of the following year. So when Latoya Ammons sought medical intervention, taking her children to see physician Jeffrey Onyuku. I'm going to call him Dr. O. Dr. O was initially skeptical. Onyuku.
Dr. O.
Dr. O was initially skeptical and noted the family's behavior was delusional, recording hallucinations in his medical notes. However, the medical visit became the catalyst for state intervention. Someone from Dr. O's office contacted the police, leading to the children's examination and subsequent hospitalization. It was during this hospital visit that the most consequential events were allegedly witnessed by medical personnel. So a DCS report documented statements by medical staff who observed the youngest boy being, quote, lifted and thrown into the wall with nobody touching him, end quote, and cursing the physician in demonic voices. The boy was described as screaming and thrashing, while the older boy acted rationally. Ammons further claimed that her son, quote, walked up the wall and did a backwards flip, end quote, prompting staff to run, with one psychiatric doctor allegedly saying, quote, no human can do that, what that little boy just did, end quote. Shivers.
That is terrifying.
Yeah. So DCS was alerted after an unnamed complainant filed an official report alleging child abuse or neglect, suggesting Ammons suffered from mental health issues and that the children were performing for her benefit.
Oh.
Which, you know, like, children of these ages are very suggestible.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, very impressionable.
This institutional entry point led to the creation of the extensive official case file, totaling over 600 pages, compiled by police, social workers, and medical staff.
That's fucking crazy.
So let's talk about this wall walking incident.
Yeah.
The documentation contains several affidavits.
Yes.
These are sworn statements. Describing events witnessed by trained professionals. The most frequently cited incident involved the 9-year-old son allegedly walking up a wall backward. So like this.
Nope. That's a nope for
like
me.
The Grudge or whatever.
Yeah.
The witnessed by a DCS case manager. So
Ugh.
a DCS case manager witnessed this allegedly.
Yeah.
Reported by some sources as somebody being Valerie Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So the social worker who attended one ritual reported experiencing chills and feeling a presence, noting, quote, we felt like someone was in the room with you, something breathing down your neck.
I don't
quote.
like that.
Yeah. Though she would not confirm it was demonic activity, because how could you?
Yeah. If you're not a believer, it's hard to...
Yeah, even if you are a believer, like, what authority do you have to declare that something is demonic or not?
Yeah.
You know, like, I think demons are inherently religious, and they're inherently of the Catholic religion. So unless you're a priest or something, I think that's the only person who could possibly,
True.
you know, claim it to be demonic.
That's fair, yeah.
Gary Police Captain Charles Austin, who's a 37-year veteran. So he was, I don't know how old he is, but he's been in the force for 37 years.
Yeah.
Initially expressed skepticism regarding the claims. However, after visiting the house and conducting interviews, he became a strong proponent of the paranormal explanation, declaring himself a, quote, true believer, end quote, based on the events that he witnessed and documented.
Wow.
The phenomenon of multiple trained state professionals, including police officials, nurses, the social workers, reporting impossible supernatural events, presents a deep paradox. Excuse me, as a demon, these individuals are typically trained in objective observation and report writing. So when faced with the highly suggestive and stressful context of an alleged possession, there is potential for observational bias or localized mass suggestion, egregore, where ambiguous physical movements or sounds are interpreted as confirmation of the spectacular narrative that's already presented by the family. Egregore. You guys listen to my last microbrew.
Yes.
Egregore. It explains so much. I actually listened to that episode myself today on my walk with the dogs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hate listening to my own voice.
I know we do. So, driven by the combination of behavioral issues, suspected mental health concerns, and the inexplicable events documented by staff, DCS took emergency custody of the children without a court order. Yeah. The DCS investigation was focused on providing a secure environment for the children, as they should.
Yeah.
The way Ammons handled the case by seeking spiritual help and framing her children's alarming behavior as demonic possession, spiritual help we'll get into in a second, served as a crucial mitigating factor in the DCS investigation.
Yeah.
By explaining the children's violent conduct and educational neglect through an external spiritual cause rather than personal fault, Ammons successfully shifted the focus. Again, I am not here to say whether or not she experienced these things or this family experienced it, right? I'm just giving you both sides.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make your own decisions.
Yeah, exactly. So ultimately, the DCS case plan emphasized counseling and suitable housing rather than findings of severe abuse based on mental health instability. Yeah. So Ammons successfully leveraged the supernatural claim to negotiate the state's involvement, leading to her regaining temporary wardship and eventually full custody of her children in November of 2012.
Wow.
So back to the religious part of it. So following the institutional and media attention, the Ammons family reached out to the Catholic Church, and Reverend Michael Megano? Oh no, where did it go?
No.
I hate it when I touch this thing and this happens.
Shoot.
It's right here. Megano? Reverend Michael, a priest from Merrillville, Indiana, interviewed the family on April 22nd of 2012 and concluded that they were indeed being, quote, tormented by demons, end quote. And I don't know where the claim comes from, but there's a claim that there's like 200 demons or something in this house.
Yeah, that's wild.
So during his investigation, Reverend Michael noted physical observations in the home, including wet footprints in the living room and an area beneath the basement stairs where the concrete had been broken and filled with dirt.
Don't like that.
Later thought to have been the nest for the demons under the stairs. He theorized that this area may have been linked to prior occult activity. And although the Diocese of Gary initially denied permission for a major exorcism of the house, Reverend Michael performed 3 exorcisms.
Oh, geez.
And by 3, I mean, because I did this, I mean 3, not 3.
Not 3. 3. 3 or
yeah.
3?
2 in English and 1 in Latin. Sorry, I'm getting a tickle in my throat, and I can't help but think it's a demon trying to silence me.
It's a demon trying to silence you for sure.
More alcohol.
More alcohol.
Oh, that was good. So, a major rite of exorcism was eventually performed on Latoya
Lord.
herself at this church. The priest's involvement provided the family with a powerful theological confirmation of their traumatic experience and reinforced their belief system and gave external spiritual validation to the possession claims.
Igor.
Let that sink in.
Yeah.
The paranormal narrative heavily relied on physical evidence presented by Captain Charles Austin, including a photograph of a shadowy figure allegedly captured in the window of the empty house, and audio recordings reportedly contained in an unexplained voice in the basement saying, "Hey," which,
hey.
I mean,
Hey.
it's pretty
But it's probably more like, hey.
This is, we'll post this on our socials, but this is the shadowy figure.
Yes.
Of the house. I'm sure you've seen that already.
Yes, ma'am.
However, professional investigators and skeptics quickly challenged the reliability of this evidence. I just can't get my microphone in a comfy place.
I know. I always struggle with my microphone. I'm never like
move this way and then.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It just doesn't stay in the right spot.
No, it never does.
So clinical psychologists evaluated the children after they were placed in DCS temporary custody. The psychological findings were conclusive. Pardon me, I'm not trying to burp in the microphone here. Okay?
I was just burping too, man. Well, I'm like trying to stop one anyway.
Yes. So the psychological findings were conclusive. The youngest son's descriptions of possession were found to be, quote, bizarre, fragmented, and illogical, end quote, and changed with each telling. The psychologist concluded that the situation was, quote, an unfortunate and sad case of a child who has been induced into a delusional system perpetuated by his mother, end quote. Similar findings regarding shared delusional systems were reported for the older 2 children as well. But this is like an egregore in the most abusive way that you could.
Yeah.
So skeptical analysis provided mechanical explanations for the most spectacular claims, challenging the assertion that the supernatural forces were at work.
Wait. Could this be like what is
Munchausen syndrome by proxy?
Yes. That's what I was thinking.
Yes. Munchausen syndrome by proxy. It could be.
It's just a psychological thing rather than like a medical thing.
Because if you look at the case of
Gypsy Rose,
she truly believed that all these things were wrong with her because her mother told her. So if you're a child of like any age and you're susceptible, and it's like you're a teenager, you're going through enough as it is, and somebody's suggesting to you that your house is haunted and all these things are happening, like it's not far-fetched to believe that the children could act or react in such a way, whether it's like whether they're acting on behalf of their mother or whether they're reacting based on what's being fed to them information wise. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
If that makes sense. I'm not really good with words sometimes.
Me
unless
neither.
like I should say in what's the word?
I don't know.
If I write it down, it's fine. But what's the word when it's like I don't fucking know. It's like, whose line is it anyway? That shit.
Oh, improvising.
Thank you.
Improvising.
See what I mean? I have to think about things first. So let's talk about the levitation and explanations for these mechanics of the levitation. So Ammons' description of her daughter being snatched off the bed was interpreted as the child violently throwing herself upward or arching her back rather than defying gravity, is what they figured. So again, it's like, it's also, you're
Yeah.
taking a situation that may have really happened. Like if a child's having a nightmare or something and they're like arching their back and thrashing and flailing, but you could be inflating that
Right.
to something else if it suits your narrative, or if you have a mental illness and you see something that didn't actually happen.
And there's like a lot of time too, like even like when I was a kid where like, you know, like it's like something really simple, like, you know, me and my friends were really excited about something.
Yeah.
And like we embellish a little bit on the story,
That too. Yeah.
but like we would all remember it that same way, even though like now I can look back and be like, that never happened.
Right.
But we all like told the story like it happened that way.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it's
maybe,
like the game of telephone. You know? Like it starts one way and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It turns into something that never was, but then eventually like it's accepted that way.
And it wasn't malicious. Like we weren't like, oh, we're gonna all lie about this.
Right.
It just we all just remembered it that way.
Everybody adds on a little bit here and there.
Like it could be
That's
the
all it
same thing. Like
takes.
maybe she literally just like jolted and everybody was like, she levitated, and they're like, yeah, she did, you know, but like she really just like.
But we talked about this in the eerie episode too, of like things getting inflated, or like what was the word that you used?
Exaggerated.
Exaggerated. Thank you. Oh my God.
English is my first language.
Exaggerated, and it just ends up being part of the story.
Yeah.
For the end of time.
Exactly.
You know? So number 2 is wall walking. So the report on the 9-year-old walking up the wall backwards, which was a key moment in the DCS reports, often actually failed to mention that the child's grandmother, Rosa Campbell, was reportedly holding his hand throughout the maneuver. So that suggests that the action could have possibly been a physical trick where maybe the boy pushed himself backwards on the wall with his hand held on hers for balance and leverage.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
To create that maneuver. But and finally, the landlord of the property, Charles Reed, stated unequivocally that no prior tenant had ever reported any paranormal events at 3860 Carolina Street.
Interesting.
Nor did the tenant who moved in after the Ammons. Reed also noted that Ammons was behind on her lease payments, suggesting that the dramatic narrative may have been created maybe to get out of or exaggerated to explain late rent payments and avoid eviction. So there's that too. Now, this tenant that came after isn't really mentioned much in the like sensationalized reports of the house. That's often left out, so we don't know a whole lot about that. But the Ammons family left the Gary residence in May 2012, roughly 6 months after moving in, and they relocated to Indianapolis. A critical element of the case analysis is that the paranormal activity immediately and completely ceased once the family departed the Carolina Street home, and that cessation challenges the hypothesis of individual demonic possession, like an attachment, because an attachment would have likely followed you regardless of where you are. And that instead reinforces the conclusion that the phenomenon was rooted to the environmental factors, such as the specific dynamics of the home, or they were entirely psychological, based on stress-induced delusional state that just dissolved once the family unit moved away from the locus of conflict and scrutiny. Because you had the landlord, DCS, and the media attention.
Interesting.
So by November of 2012, Latoya had successfully met the conditions of the DCS case plan, which required counseling and suitable housing, resulting in her regaining full custody of her children. And in 2014, and in a 2014 interview, Ammons expressed that despite still suffering nightmares, the family had found, quote, closure, unquote, and were moving on from the painful ordeal. And subsequently, Ammons sold the rights to her story Shocking.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who's suffering financially sold the rights to her story to a major production company called Evergreen Media Holdings, leading to the 2024 film The Deliverance, starring, what's her name? She's fucking Cruella de Vil. Who played Cruella de Vil?
We're Googling it.
We're Googling it, you guys. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. The Deliverance.
Glenn
Close. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry it took me so long.
Starring Glenn Close.
The original Deliverance movie came up first, and that's like an old Western movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah. Deliverance, Glenn Close. It is a freaky movie for sure, but like, and in like the beginnings, middle, are like, ooh, something's like percolating here,
right?
But then all the demonic stuff happens, and it just falls apart for me. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is so fucking fake.
Yeah,
but that's just me. Now the property at 3860 Carolina Street became known globally as the Demon House, as we talked about at the beginning of the episode, because you did know where this famously was from.
Yes.
Because you're smart. In 2014, paranormal investigator Zach Bagans, host of the television series Ghost Adventures, purchased the house.
He did.
Now, Bagans produced a 2018 documentary called Demon House based on his investigation, and Bagans affirmed his belief in the haunting, stating that, quote, something was inside that house that had the ability to do things that I have never seen before. Things that others carrying the highest form of credibility couldn't explain either, end quote. In other words, there are things in this world that we will never fully understand. But yeah, and I started watching Demon House yesterday, just like,
I've seen it.
Oh, I've seen it too. But I started watching it again, just to, like, refresh my memory and everything. And like, he's saying like things followed him and he's never been the same since and all this stuff. And it's just like, I love Ghost Adventures. I do. But like, Zach, you're so crazy.
Okay, I don't know. Are you gonna be talking more about it? About his experiences?
Yes.
Okay, then I won't say this
maybe
yet.
I'm gonna you could talk at the end here.
Okay.
I've got like a paragraph and a half left.
Okay.
So the fate of the house was sealed in 2016 when Bagans had the property demolished.
Yeah.
So he publicly asserted that the demolition was a preventative measure, stating, quote, I destroyed the house because I do not want anyone ever to live here again. I saw too many things and there was something inside the house that affected everyone, end quote. Essentially, he's just asserting dominance over everybody and saying, I can destroy shit. And you know, it's like the bully is destroying your Lego house.
Yeah.
Everybody's got that bully. The commercial decision made both by the family and the investigator have indelibly shaped the legacy of the case. And by selling the story rights, the Ammons family ensured the dramatic, sensationalized narrative would be the dominant public memory other than anything else, right? And then Bagans' demolition simultaneously achieved two effects. Number one, it eliminated the physical structure, preventing any future independent scientific or paranormal analysis of the environmental factors. And number two, it maximized the property's value as a piece of sealed, inaccessible horror folklore. And then the case transitioned from a contested, documented investigation into a highly profitable, commercially controlled legend.
Of course.
The Demon House stairs refer to the original basement staircase from the Gary, Indiana house. That was the subject of Zach Bagans' documentary. According to paranormal accounts, demons had a nest in the basement, as I said, and used a portal beneath these stairs. And the staircase, described as the focal point of the haunting, is now displayed at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I did. That's why I had my hand. I was like, yes, please tell me it's now in his museum.
It is. And we talked about that when I went to Vegas the other year. And I did see it, and
Yeah.
I didn't have any paranormal experiences, but maybe I'm just not open enough, or perhaps I just gave in to the commerciality of Zach Bagans.
Yeah.
Which is most likely true.
Yeah.
The end. Wait, not the end. All of this to say,
Yeah.
it leaves me here. What do you believe?
Yeah.
Possession or hoax?
Yeah. One of the big things too is that I didn't want to say it before because I thought you might bring it up, was Zach Bagans actually cites the demon house for why he has to wear the specific kind of glasses that he wears now.
Dude, it's just like you're 45 years old, you're almost 50, you need LASIK. Dude,
he says he has he has permanent double vision, which is called
astigmatism.
Diplopia, due to his experiences at the demon house.
No, dude, you're just not.
Which causes his eyes to cross, I guess.
You're not 25 years old anymore.
Yeah, and now he has to wear prism glasses to correct his vision. He developed the condition after spending time in the demon house, and it has not been scientifically explained. That's my 2 cents. That's an interesting one, because way to monopolize on that financially, and then be like, I'm gonna tear it down so nobody else can ever.
Yeah, and I think that there is a lot, and I almost think, do you know what? Maybe Zach Bagans is a new I can't think tonight. I'm so brain dead. The Warners. Yes.
Yeah.
Or whatever their names are, kind of cool, kind of, fake.
Maybe.
But you know what? I believe Aaron. I believe everything Aaron has to say. So again, I love Ghost Adventures. I love watching it. I love laughing at Zach Bagans. I think he's hilarious. I think he's a douche. I think he just needs LASIK, and he's almost 50 years old, and he needs to come to terms with his age, as I am turning 40 years old next month, and I'm coming to terms with it. We all need to do that at some point in our lives, but
grow up, buddy.
Yeah,
grow up.
I think it's it makes sense that that you would sell this story as the Ammons, that you would sell it, obviously make all this money from it, create this narrative, know, but I'm not saying that none of it's true. I'm just saying from a skeptical lens, what do you believe, right? So I would love to know your guys' thoughts. So
yes,
if you could, on Patreon, comment. And I forgot to mention this at the start of the episode, which we have to mention it at the beginning of next, but if you guys like us and you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, whatever it is, can you please give us a rating? I think we only have 5 ratings right now. So a few more would be so awesome, because we know there's a bunch of you out there. So if you could get us up to, if we went into next week's recording with 10, that would be great. That'd be great. Double what we have already. But each rating, each review, each follow, all that stuff basically tells Spotify and all these other platforms that we are worth showcasing, so that they will also show our content as recommended and that sort of thing. So if you like us and you think that we're deserving, which I think we are, we do put a lot of work into this, a lot of effort, and we would really appreciate that so much. And
thank you.
Otherwise, we'll share our socials on our full episode. So
sounds good. Thank you so much, Christy. That was amazing.
You're so welcome.
I love it.
I need a cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Alrighty. Bye.